What a difference, and I would say not even a full 3 months, right? I feel like we had the holidays and we went into the new year and all of a sudden everything changed. So yeah, but listen, here's how that goes, right? So when I think about investors, especially new investors who are kind of like recently in the game, we've got about 25 million new investors since 2020 in the height of the pandemic. And when I think about them and, what their feelings might be about the market, and especially returns, their return expectations, 2020, the market rebounded way faster than the economy. And in 2021, we had very strong returns as well. We're coming off several years of strong returns. So just like that, everything changes. And so when I think about, these markets really are giving investors, even me, and I've been doing this for a long time, whiplash. But I think it's just really important to understand the strategy, understand why you're in the game, especially if you're a longer-term investor. This is not, a couple of days of volatility. It is a prolonged stretch of volatility, which I believe will continue. But again, this is this year, and this too shall pass.
Yeah, and we need to forget, not forget that, Tiffany. But at the same time, it's hard to talk about anything else. It's very difficult to say, oh, we should buy Microsoft at the same time that families are being split apart in Ukraine. We all know that. It's kind of an odd and difficult thing to do. But we also do need to remember that there's a mission on CNBC, and that the mission may be to help people recover from this in some ways. And that way you like a Blackstone, perhaps, that there are stocks that are getting dislocated for no other reason other than the entire market gets dislocated, correct?
Correct. And listen, the market does not like uncertainty. And so, kind of going into 2022, we had the uncertainty of the Fed, how much will they raise rates, whether they were going to have an emergency meeting to continue to raise rates. And then now, of course, we're dealing with Ukraine. And so I think, ultimately, the major impact on Russia's invasion really comes down to increased inflation, right? When it trickles down, it really comes down to increased inflation. And so thinking about investments going forward, you need to be thinking about, focusing on hedging inflation. And so looking at stocks like a Blackstone Group, which I like, it's an alternative asset management company that really has, strong revenue estimates going forward this year and next year. They had a strong quarter last year. They're expected to grow about 43% this year, 16% next year, but also a really strong dividend, about 4.5% this year estimated, but then next year as well, 5%.
Yep.
So it's about hedging inflation, but I agree with you. It's so hard to talk about this when there are a lot of people that are suffering right now.